Okay, so I'm going to go over how to set up a song template in Pro Tools. This is Pro Tools 7.4, so it's a lot older than what's available right now. But anyhow, so to set up a song template, you go to File, New Session, and you should have a Pro Tools folder that's on a separate hard drive, not your system hard drive that has your operating system on it. That's where you can just keep everything. And so one of the easiest ways to do it is just a song number 1, and the sample rate I keep at 96 because it's a higher sample rate in 24-bit. You're going to go up to track, new, and it's asking you how many you want to create, mono or stereo, and the type of track. So when you get done, it will look like this. So this is how I have my song template set up, and basically you're going to set up yours to suit whatever you have, whatever equipment you got going on, and what's going to work best for you. So starting out over here, all this green right here is the auxiliary inputs. That way I can hear the stereo outputs of the Triton, the turntables, iTunes music coming through, and the MV is the drum machine. That right there is not the voiceover mic, is just so you can hear me right now, so that's usually not in the picture. And these are all this orange right here is all stereo instrument tracks that correspond to the Reason. But when you're making the instrument track for the subtractor, you can just leave it as mono. So mono for the first one, and then for the second one as well. And then all this purple is MIDI tracks. So I have 16 MIDI tracks for the MV, the drum machine, 16 for the Triton master volume. And then the vocals, I have them all set up so you have like vocal 1, vocal 2. I have the vocal dub and the backing vocals. And the vocals, I have the volume faders already set to 7. That's just because when you're tracking vocals, you need to have them raised up a little bit so you can hear yourself in the mic. And when you're setting up your audio tracks, you can also set up the inputs according to however you have everything plugged into your audio interface, like whatever input you always have, your vocal mic plugged into, and then the guitar mics and so on. And then right here is the guitar. So I have 4 guitar mics. These correspond to SM57 is just the name of the mic, and then all 4 mics are on one cabinet, so they're all 4 recording at the same time. I have it set for to do like a second, third, fourth pass. And then redrum, if you want to dump all the redrum separate sounds audio into Pro Tools, that's another option. If you want to really use the plugins or the EQs on a Pro Tools, as opposed to just mixing a stereo track of all your drums and redrum, leaving it in Reason. You can do it this way also. I have the audio for the MV. The MV is again the drum machine. When I dump it, when I'm completely done with the song, and it's all MIDI, but I want to dump it to audio. These are all set up, ready to go, and same here with the Triton. So the instrument tracks I have set up with Reason launched on each one. See multi-channel plugin, and then just Reason stereo. And I just launched that on each one. It goes all the way down, you can see. So the Reason template, the way I have that set up is I have 2 of everything ready to go. And so like at the top I have Thor 1, and then I also have a Thor 2 that's in there, in case you already used it. If you want to use a Thor again, you got it. The second one is already ready to go. And it's the same thing with each one. I see Combinator 1, and then it just goes down. Then it starts over again, Thor 2, Combinator 2. And in the back, how I have everything patched is from the hardware device. See, 1 and 2 is patched to the back of Thor 1, the output of Thor 1. And I did that with each piece of gear. And I eliminated the mixing board inside Reason. And I also eliminated the compressor that was at the top. That way I can have just full control of everything in Pro Tools. These faders correspond to, the sound coming out of Reason. That way you don't have 2 mixing boards to deal with, and it was just a lot easier, for me just to have everything aligned like this. So the back of each piece of gear is patched to the hardware device. Okay, so setting up the rewire outputs is right here, and these right here are gonna correspond to right here, the hardware device on your Reason. So 1 and 2 is the same as mix left, right, and then you just go down. So that was Thor. The next one, combinator 1, channel 3 and 4. So that corresponds to that right there, 3 and 4. And you just go down and route it the same all the way down, corresponding to whatever output. And the output selector, that corresponds to what you have in your rack that you made for the template that you made in Reason. So Thor 1, that relates to the Thor 1 in Reason. And you just go all the way down, combinator, subtractor, and then put a mono instrument track for your click. And the MIDI channels we have set up, all 16 of them for the drum machine are ready to go. So we go to the MIDI output selector and then choose channel 1, and then go and so on and so forth, all the way down, all the way up to 16. And you do the same thing with the Triton number 1, channel 1. That way they relate to each channel that you got for whatever piece of gear that you're using. So now that you got your template made in Reason, you want to make multiple copies of it. So you want to save it and use the save as command. So you have it saved as song number 1. All you got to do is change it to song number 2. And then you just keep doing that, save as, and do so on and so forth, song number 3, 4, and do as many as you want. Do 20 if you like, and keep them all in your Reason folder, and that way they're ready to go. So whenever you pull up song number 1 for your Pro Tools, you want to match it up with song number 1 in your Reason, and you're gonna have all your everything ready to go. You won't have to build anything. So now we're gonna go over what you do once you make one of these templates. You only got to do it once. That's the great thing. So go to save. So you're gonna save it. Just Command S, save as. Okay, so here in the save as, you already have it saved as song 1. Change it to song 2, and you want to put a new folder and song 2. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to hit save, and then you're going to go so on and so forth. Just keep doing that for as many songs as you want. You can do 20 of them. You have 20 song templates ready to go. That way it's a lot easier when you're going to start a session, click on it, boom, everything comes up, everything's ready to go, and you don't have to build anything. You don't have to spend all the time adding all the tracks and all the MIDI and redoing all that. Everything's going to be ready to go, and it makes things a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to go over each of the sounds. All these right here in the orange are instrument tracks from Reason. These right here labeled MV are from the drum machine, and then the Triton are labeled Triton. And to pull up any sound, whatever you want to work on, whatever track, you just got to click on it. So the first one, Thor, see how I have Thor click. Combi 1 is the second one, and you just click on it for whatever one you want to hear.
Get up in that club, hope that you see him.
Just got to the club.
Fuck you.
I'll prove that I'm the greatest sound...
Oh.